Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and I figured I should have made this video a little bit sooner than I expected, but I've gotten around to it. Now, as you can see, the newer content that I'm featuring over here is actually playing around with viruses. Ladies and gentlemen, I know when I covered the deep web, I made about 2 videos that focused on how to stay safe on the deep web, and actually 3 videos if I count the Windows one. But I made about 3 security videos, safety videos, and I updated them from time to time. This time I'll only really have to make 1 video. But this video I should have made sooner because it is a little more intense than, it's a little more acquired than the deep web stuff. Contrary to popular beliefs you may hear off BuzzFeed, simply accessing the Onion or Tor Relay will not have aliens blowing coke up your ass. In fact, it won't happen just one time if you log into the Tor Relay. I can guarantee you there will be no aliens that will kidnap you and blow coke up your ass if you use it even 1,000,000 times. And if that is broken, and if that happens, then feel free to come and complain to me. Alright, I will take the fucking L, as the kids these days say it, and believe that aliens will blow coke up your ass if you browse the deep web. But let that be let that be my cautionary tale for it. But anyways, now that we're playing around with viruses, the idea of keeping yourself safe is a little more important than anything else. Now, number one, there's a lot of steps we got to go to, okay? So this guide is assuming the fact that most of y'all use Windows, all right? Most of y'all are using Windows and shit over here. It doesn't matter if you use Linux or Mac or you're on your cell phones. This fact applies everywhere. Currently, right now, the most popular virus-gaining operating systems probably lie up to Windows and Android, all right, respectively on their devices. Not to say that there aren't viruses on every single popular device out there. There are, but we're talking the most popular safe havens. And that's due to the fact that Windows and Android are the most popular used OSs out on the market, so people are writing viruses for this kind of stuff. Now, for a lot of you motherfuckers who are going onto these malware databases, downloading viruses, throwing them in VMs, and trying to see what's going on, you probably discovered that it is a dime a dozen fun activity, and sometimes if you put in like 10, 15 viruses at once, whew, boy, is that a fucking concoction of pain. But there are things you have to safeguard from, and we're going to talk about how to safeguard yourself so you can actually do this stuff on your own, but be pretty safe doing it. Now, when I say safe doing it, I mean 99.9%. Okay, I don't mean 100%. There's never 100% guaranteed safety to this. But these are general guidelines you can use to stay as safe as you can. Number 1. Use a burner computer, and I really mean this. There's a lot of burner computers that you can find on the internet. There's a lot of cheapo computers you can find that can do the job for any of this stuff. You don't need any powerful computer. You're not doing any intensive graphic processing work. You're not doing anything super intensive. You're just running malware. So really, you can find any cheap laptop or cheap computer you can find anywhere. In fact, if you go to a lot of places like Newegg, or you go to a lot of places, you go to like Craigslist or Kijiji or something, again, be careful. But if you go online and find a used computer, typically around $200, you can find yourself a pretty decent kit. Some of the stuff that I was looking at was a lot of the tablets, I guess you could say, the little entry-level Windows tablets, the entry-level Windows computers. They're a little more pricier than them Chromebooks, but they actually run a level of Windows on it. You probably want to get one of those to play around with. Again, the reason I say that is because some of the stuff that we cover with the virtual machines don't really get covered that well. They're some of the malware that we run. In fact, a lot of it will refuse to run in a VM entirely. So you're going to need to have an actual computer. And in this case, I say burner computer because if you're running it on like your gaming computer, something that is pricey, then it's probably going to be easier for you to swallow the loss of a $100, $150 computer, some $70 gateway laptop that you find off fucking eBay somewhere, Amazon. It's a lot easier to swallow that pill than it is some more expensive laptop. God forbid you played around with it on your fucking on your gaming laptop or your Razer Blades or your MacBooks or your all-in-one awesome PC out there. You're probably stepping into a pool of disaster if you're going to risk something that pricey. You probably want to go with a burner computer. There's plenty of them out there. Number 2 I would recommend is getting a decent antivirus software, and in this case I'm only going to mention one. Now I'm not paid by anybody in this video, trust me, Microsoft, Malwarebytes, none of these AV companies got to pay anybody. Motherfuckers are lining up to get antivirus software, especially in today's age. Nobody needs to be paid. This is it's like selling air at this point, okay? It's a necessity. But one of the antiviruses that you probably have seen me use is something like Windows Defender, which comes included with all of your Windows installations, modern ones that is. So if you're running Windows 10 or you're running Windows 7 or 8, you have Windows Defender built in. Now, there was a time where people talked shit about Windows Defender, and that's mostly just to shit talk it because Microsoft made it. But in general practice, it's a very good antivirus solution. So it's built into your system. It's pretty fucking lightweight. I would recommend you keep it updated. In fact, you don't have to worry about it. It's pretty. It does all of it on its own, but it'll protect you as much as you can. If you found out, I actually had to turn off a lot of antivirus software so I could even run viruses in the first place on these VMs. That's how protective that shit is. But I would recommend you download Malwarebytes, which is pretty lightweight, and it does the job better than I think most other antivirus softwares. The trick to antivirus stuff is you don't want something that annoys the shit out of you. Okay, this is why I don't use like Avast or AVG. They're not necessarily bad. They're just fucking annoying, okay? Antivirus software should not be annoying. It should be something you install, you forget about, and you never have to see it aside from the times that you pull it up, or it alerts you every once in a while. Annoying antivirus software is bad antivirus software, in my opinion. But these are about the two pieces of software you can really need. I wouldn't recommend mixing and matching antiviruses. It's probably that's a hell of a concoction right there that you shouldn't really be doing. And number three is use virtual machines as much as you can employ. Now, there are two methods that we looked at in the series. There was virtual machines and there was sandboxing. Now, sandboxing was what I tried to do for the Sonic malware, the Sonic Battle Adventure or whatever at the time, and sandboxing isn't necessarily going to get you the results that you want. If you want to test viruses, you probably want to test viruses on your whole computer. If you're sandboxing a virus, I mean, at that point, it's like, why? You want to test what it does to the system, so you run it on the actual system itself. Henceforth, why you use burners or VMs. Now, virtual machines, the secondary part of that, they're not totally fucking safe. If I have ever told you, there are multiple ways a virus, a malware, can trick a VM. Now, it's getting harder day by day. These companies put millions of dollars, they put thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, into actually protecting this kind of shit. Remember, a lot of big companies use VMs. A lot of big companies use these AV softwares. If they ain't pulling their weight, then motherfucker, they're going out of business. That's what it comes down to. So you can rest assured that there's a lot of security when it comes to running virtual machines. And slowly, day by day, things are getting patched out, things are getting fixed. Again, most of these malware devices sometimes don't work on VMs, so you have to sort of follow account for that just because they don't want to be examined or tested by any engineer out there. So in all, in realistic terms, you have to be careful when you're browsing or utilizing viruses. I should have made this video a long time ago, but I'm catching up to it now. And again, I sort of said what I needed to say, the general principles of keeping your shit safe. Because now you're not just browsing dank web videos, you're actually fucking around with satchel charges. This is like playing baseball with a satchel charge. It might be cool, but if you fuck around long enough, the satchel charge is going to blow up and it's going to be a bad time. So again, when you're playing with viruses, be absolutely fucking careful. If you don't know what you're doing, watch videos. There's other channels out there, DanOCT1, who covers this kind of stuff as well. There's multiple other malware channels out there. In fact, what I would recommend, you look at some malware podcasts, you look at some malware stuff out there. I think the Vinesauce lads do it as well. You probably want to look around. There's a lot of content that you can see when it comes to viruses. If you're truly enthralled about it, immerse yourself, understand it, figure it out, and then start playing around with these viruses, because right now you're not just browsing the dank web anymore, you're playing around with fire. And unless you know how to play around with fire, y'all gonna get burned. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like we dislike it, little PSA, but I love you all so much, I care about you. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like we dislike it, I gotta sneeze.